नमस्कार दोस्तों, स्वागत है आपका के न्यूज़ 24/7 में। तो चलिए देखते हैं आज की हेडलाइंस। Uproot to this government has MP gears up for poll battle. It's a serving bureaucrat political ambition versus Shivraj Sarkar. As the Election Commission announced date for the upcoming state polls, including Madhya Pradesh, which will witness a single phase election on November 17, Hindustan Ka Dil MP was already knee deep in political waiters. Across these states, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh, there is a growing trend of bureaucrats, including IAS officers, leaving their much sought after jobs to join political parties to fight polls. However, there is one civil servant whose political ambition have made heads turn. In the session of Babu's fighting election, Deputy Collector Nisha Bangre has hogged headlines. Her resignation to contest poll hasn't been accepted yet, and that has made her start a justice march from Betul district in MP to Bhopal. Israel-Gaza conflict. How could it change the Middle East political landscape? The surprise attack by Hamas launched on Israel on October 7 has already led to thousands of deaths in both Israel and Gaza and sparked concern that the conflict could escalate across the Middle East. An expert in the politics and relation of this region, Simon Mabon, explains how all the key players are likely to view this dramatic escalation in violence. Just before the attack by Hamas, Benjamin Netanyahu and Mohammed bin Salman had talk of progress on a historic peace deal between Israel and Saudi Arabia. Is such an agreement dead in the water now? Not necessarily. The US-led Abraham Accords signed in September 2020 changed the dynamic of what was possible in the Middle East. While Egypt and Jordan had previously established diplomatic relations with Israel in 1979 and 1994 respectively. The accord signaled that a wider normalization of relations between Israel and the Arab states was in process, and by virtue of this, that Saudi Arabia, which has never recognized Israel as a state, would also normalize relation at the same point. Speaking to Saudi friends, they had envisaged a revival of 2002 Arab Peace Initiative, which was driven by Saudi Arabia. Getting Israel to buy into that would have been the win that Mohammed bin Salman, MBS, Saudi's crown prince and prime minister, needed to make normalization happen. Of course, following the shocking attack by Hamas on Israel civilians, there won't be any kind of peace initiative for now. Saudi Arabia has not publicly condemned the attacks but has been vocal in its call for de-escalation, joining a growing chorus of international voices expressing concern at what comes next. In contrast, NDMA installs 2 automated weather stations on glacial lakes in Sikkim days after flash floods hit state. The National Disasters Management Authority has installed 2 solar-powered twin-camera automated weather stations on 2 high-risk glacial lakes, South Lonak and Shako in Sikkim, 15,000 to 16,000 feet between September 6 and 18 this year. In a statement, NDMA said considering the remote location, harsh climate, terrain and topography and installation of an unmanned system, considerable preparation were needed to ensure safety and functionality of the automated weather station. It was a preparatory mission that succeeded in identifying appropriate location and installing automated weather station. In addition, it identified potential location to install an array of sensors for an end-to-end early warning system during the next expansion and suggest potential mitigation measures, the statement added. A set of camera views and more than 250 weather observations were received daily. However, as equipment of South Lonak ceased transmission after September 19 and Indo-Tibetan Border Police contingent checked the equipment on September 28 and as physically stable, but it could not be revived. The Shako equipment continues to transmit daily data. India launches Operation Ajay to evacuate Indian nationals from Israel-Hamas conflict zone. India has launched Operation Ajay to facilitate the return from Israel of its citizens who wish to return. In a social media post, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar said special charter flights and other arrangements being put in place. He said government is fully committed to the safety and well-being of an Indian national abroad. Indian Embassy in Israel said it has emailed the first lot of registered Indian citizens for the special flight today. It said messages to other registered people will follow for subsequent flights. The embassy said it has been working constantly to help fellow citizens in Israel through a 24-hour helpline. It urged people to remain calm and vigilant and follow the security advisories. In view of the ongoing development in Israel and Palestine, a 24-hour control room has been set up in the Ministry of External Affairs to monitor the situation and provide information and assistance. The representative officer of India in Ramallah has also set up a 24-hour emergency helpline. Meanwhile, India has set up a 24-hour control room in New Delhi to monitor the situation and provide information and assistance to its nationals in view of the ongoing development in Israel and Palestine. India nationals can contact the control room set up in the Ministry of External Affairs on toll-free number 1800 and phone numbers 9111 12113 or 9111 14104. They can also seek assistance through email situationroom@mea.government.in. Science must free farmers from external dependence, says award-winning Odisha farmer Sabarmatee. Award-winning farmer activities from Odisha Sabarmatee says agriculture is getting more complex and challenging with the growth of technology. But science has to be accountable and responsible. It must free the farmer from external dependence even as climate change threatens to overturn or calculations and wildlife attacks bring backyard farming a source of cheap supplies under grave risk. Speaking at the Farmer Scientist Interface organized on Thursday as part of the 16th Agricultural Science Congress here, she said farmers were the best scientists. They have experimented with and validated farming practices and quality of seeds and provided traditional knowledge of weather and farming conditions. But they need protection from threats such as biopiracy and invasive species, while there is an urgent need to make farming more women-friendly. More collaborative research is needed. Farmers' indebtedness has to be reduced and unexplored areas have to be explored because the biodiversity is huge, she added. Miss Sabarmatee, a stabilizer in her own right, brought vast areas of barren land into life. She called the experiment and her organization, supported by a large number of farmers, Sambhav, to indicate that everything is possible. She said new technologies like genetic modification and artificial intelligence were changing agriculture. Miss Sabarmatee achievement brought her the Nari Shakti Puraskar in 2018 and the Padma Shri in 2020. Bhatakrishna Sahu, who was conferred Padma Shri in 2020 for his contribution to the fish farming sector, hails from Odisha and has successfully demonstrated hatcheries and broodstock development for different commercially important varieties. He shared his experiences begin with the first experiment in fish farming. Padma Shri Seth Pal Singh, a farmer from Uttar Pradesh, said his life changed after he came in contact with farmer leader Indrajit Tomar, who asked him to diversify crops. He started with French beans, took help from the Krishi Vigyan Kendra to tide over pest problem, and later adopted sugarcane, urad dal, and intercropping sugarcane, potato, garlic, onion, and bitter gourd. He said he had also successfully cultivated high-quality water chestnut. Bihar train accident highlights fault in tracks likely cause of derailment, says initial proof. 4 people died and around 70 people were injured after the express train and en route to Kamakhya Junction in Assam from Delhi derailed in Bihar at 9:35 pm on Wednesday. The derailment took place near Raghunathpur station of the Danpur division of East Central Railway. 5 trains have been cancelled so far while several diverted as restoration of the tracks is currently underway. The Patna Puri Special Sasaram आरा पैसेंजर स्पेशल, आरा BBU स्पेशल, Patna DDU special and Patna BXR trains were cancelled and 12 trains were diverted in the down direction on the main line, including Kota Patna Express, Delhi KYQ Express, CSMT Asanol Express, Magadh Express, LTT DBRG Express after the accident. ऐसे ही और न्यूज़ को जानने के लिए जुड़े रहिए के न्यूज़ 24/7 के साथ.